Hello everyone, welcome to a north-facing garden. In today's video, I will be attempting to tame these three beasts. I have here three climbing roses. The first one is Laguna. Then I have Eden Rose, and the third is Iceberg. These are all climbing roses, and I think I can safely say they're well established. But because I had the fencing done, they've been taken off their trellis. I was using a plastic trellis, which was stapled onto the fencing board like so. But today, I think to keep the look more sort of traditional, I'm going to be using a wire with turnbuckle and eye hooks. So that's what I will be demonstrating briefly. I believe there's loads of tutorials on YouTube, and I'm not really an expert. The only thing I'll be doing differently is that I won't be drilling into the concrete posts. I will be using the first panel, which is supposed to be the most secure. So I aim to have about 1, 2, 3, 4 going all the way. I may do this corner as well, just to keep everything beautiful and streamlined. And for today's work, I will be using the tie wire. This is 30 meters long and is 1.6 millimeter in diameter. I have my trusty snips, the turnbuckles, and finally the eye hooks. I will show close-up views of the process as I go along, but please bear with me. Thank you. To make the process a bit easy, I have started by putting in the hooks. So I have 1, 2, 3 on each side. It was a bit challenging to start, so I decided to pre-drill with a similar drill bit size so that I can just slot it in and then use one of the hooks to twist it all the way through. I'll show one of it. This a pilot. So what I'm doing is that I'll just twist in as much as I can, get it to go in, and then I finish it off by using another of the hooks like so until I get it tight enough. Hope that makes sense. It's a bit of a tight corner here, but that's the process. To make the job a little bit easier, after getting all the hooks in place, I have pre-cut the wires into the desired length, and I will start with one end and loosely put them in place before I get a turnbuckle in action, like so. I did the first two off camera, and this is the third one. It was a bit challenging because it kept coming off because it was loosely attached at one end, but if you have an assistant with you, this should be a breeze. You could probably tell it's a little bit more tricky to do this when your bush is established. It's best to do it when the plant is young. It's really a hurdle between the thorns and the flower bed. There's some bluebells also starting to pop up, so I don't want to damage them. Now I have secured this end. I will be applying the turnbuckle to the other end, and I will show that close up. So here I have to unwind it and ensure that the gap in the middle is totally free, because this is the area where we tighten to increase the tension. The next thing is that I take it off this temporary place on the hook. I'm gauging to see how much length I need to take off, and once I was satisfied, I snipped off the excess wire, then proceed to secure it tightly onto one end of the turnbuckle And once I hook it around, I'm going to tighten it to increase the tension on the wire. I basically twist all the way until I get the desired tension. And then I proceed to repeat it on the remaining two. Here I have finally succeeded in placing all the lines taut to my desired level of tension. Now the next task is to actually apply the branches, training them horizontally with a wire, that's a soft tie wires, to maximize the bloom for the growing season. I will speed up this part of the video because it's basic training of climbing roses. This point I just had to go and put on the jacket because the thorns were just going digging through my cardigan. It was quite a challenging feat. I followed the principle of taking off some dead, dying, diseased branches and also the older branches which are not likely to flower as much. So at the end of the day, everything looked reduced and I left the desired branches for training. Here is the finished product. You can see that I ended up putting some of the netting towards one end because the rose just grew rapidly in later May, June. It's a beautiful rose, this one, Jasmina. It's very scented, apple blossom type scent, and it's definitely one that I will encourage anyone to get, but better suited for a pergola where it can dangle because the blooms are quite heavy and they dangle downwards. And also I added a bit of more the mesh across to prevent the blooms from shedding into my neighbor's compound, and I added it further at one end as well because the blooms were just more than I envisaged they will be. And this highlights the importance of trimming out your dead, diseased and dying blooms. I would have shown you the Eden Rose and Iceberg, but their flush was over. I was actually away when they were in bloom, so I only have a video for my Jasmina. If you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. This was a video that I filmed way back and I was just swamped and I didn't have time to upload, but better late than never.